Well, welcome back for another week, folks. I'm currently here by Nobleford. It's just after 8 o'clock in the morning here, and we are currently -7. So the weather has definitely taken a turn for the worst for seeding weather, and soil temperature has, of course, followed that as well. So we are down to about -4, not quite -5 on this thermometer at the moment here in the canola stubble. So definitely slid backwards as far as soil temperature compared to last week, where we were kind of hitting 4 or 5 degrees Thursday, Friday in some fields. But we'll see how things warm up this week for now. Well, next time town people are bugging you about controlling gophers on your land and telling you that you're cruel, you can show them this. This is a localized patch in a field. This was canola stubble from last year, where the gophers came in and just repeatedly chewed the canola off until there was nothing left. And with no roots left to hold the soil together, this is what happened. There's about 3 patches like this in the field, and it's blown, you know, in some spots literally a foot of soil off the clay hard pan underneath. And it's just absolutely crazy. Like, it's just hard like concrete here. You know, you can barely chip the ground. And it's so uneven, there's no way you could get, you know, seeding equipment through here now to get anything established. So we're gonna have to bring in truckloads of soil and manure and level this out so that we can get something established in here and hopefully get enough root mass in there to prevent it from blowing again. I'm out here by Barron's right now, and we actually have a little scattering of snow on the ground still from last night, which really shows you that the soil temperature here is still very cold. The snow hasn't melted yet, and because of that, weeds really this week, I'm not seeing a whole lot of advancement compared to last week. I mean, the flicks weeds aren't really actively growing. I'm not seeing any more kochia really than I was before. There's the odd one kind of here and there, but they're still all very small. And yeah, I mean, that's just kind of what you're going to expect when we have nighttime temperatures of -5, -6, and daytime temperatures that are single digit as well. So things just not going to be actively growing. So, well, here's some seeding going on in an irrigated piece of land, putting in some soft white wheat silage. Ground temperature is about -4, but it does seem like it is going in. There's the odd frozen patch here and there wherever there's moisture, but there's obviously not a whole lot of moisture to be found. Getting a little deep in some spots here, and I think that is partially due to soil temperature and how dry it is. We're deep in some spots and really shallow in other spots. You can see like this is just barely scratched into the surface here. So hopefully we get some nicer weather over the next couple days. We'll get this crop off to a nice start. Well, the quack grass is definitely getting active now. I found a little bit last week, but definitely seeing more this week. And as you can see, it is aggressively growing. So if you got this, take care of it before you do your seeding. Spray some Roundup on here, get these rhizomes under control, because if you don't get some glyphosate down into those root systems, all you do is you spread it around. You just pull it around through the field, and every little scrap of root is going to come up as a new plant. And this is what happens when your equipment is too big to get through the fence, or your hired man takes the corner a little too tight. Well, here's the barley that got seeded last week, so let's see if anything is making any attempt at germinating here yet. Let's see. It doesn't look like it. It is soft, so it has absorbed some moisture. Oh, maybe this one's got a little tail on it. There we go. So we are seeing some germination after 8 days in the soil. Soil temperature right now is about -1 again. We were -4 overnight last night, Tuesday night. Well, here's the first Canadian thistle I found of the year. I'm actually quite surprised to see this already, just based on soil temperature. I'm surprised it has emerged, but it is coming. Kind of a little bit of a warmer, wet patch here in this field, and there is some kochia here that is coming up as well. And it looks like this spot was probably sheltered by a snowdrift, because there is some overwintered canola here. This one is, you know, coming up on the 3rd leaf is emerging there. You can see where some of the other leaves have frozen off. And you can also see this one right here. Definitely looks like it was an overwintered plant. Now here by Lethbridge in this patch, the soil temperatures are much warmer. We're about 5 degrees. You can see some of the perennial sow thistle has already come up. We got lots of volunteer wheat. There's a little bit of kochia trying to come up here and there. So definitely a lot more for weeds here. You know, here's a nice bunch of foxtail. So definitely ready to spray and ready to seed here. Well, here by Colehurst now, and I think air temperature here now is about 12 degrees. We've definitely warmed up a bit, and I am finding some kochia here that have emerged in the dry land. Still very, very small, really very little growth and very little new emergence since last week, and that's probably mostly due to the soil temperature. But there is the odd one here and there, but they are still very small. Well, it's now Friday and the temperatures are up and the weather is beautiful. Things are doing really well. So we got a sprayer out here right now in this field putting down Focus ahead of lentils, and Focus is going to give us some pretty good residual control on weeds like foxtail and wild oats and kochia, as well as volunteer canola. So really good product ahead of lentils, and that's where I'm going to leave you for this week. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.